That's right. We don't need no 5-minute window. 5-minute windows are for cowards. Are you a coward, Goofy?
Not this week, Tiki.
All right. Oh my God. It is the So You Want to Be an Imagineer Season 20 Final 3 reveal time. Holy crap. Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
This is literally the first time all season that Goofy and I have no idea what's about to happen. We know the jury vote, and that's it.
Yep, we have not communicated at all about the project or anything else.
Very intentionally so. Really like to drum up that suspense. So, kind of waiting for people to trickle in here. We got Pie, we got Ace, Theme Park Priest is in the building. Let's go ahead and just judge the projects. So, Goofy, do you want to kind of give everyone kind of a heads up on the prompt while I make one last desperate attempt to find that damn World's Fair coin?
Yeah, like you want me to remind them what this prompt was?
What the prompt was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so with this prompt, we decided to do something. Well, that was quick.
I got it. Yatta! All right.
It took literally 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
No, so with this prompt, we asked our final five to make kind of a replacement for the Epcot Festival of the Holidays with different experiences, 2 mazes in World Showcase, 2 maze type things in World Showcase, a maze type thing in Future World, a Merry Zone, which is basically the scare zone, our equivalent of the scare zone, and then also covering entertainment and dining and all that other fun stuff and shopping. And so we had everybody got to pick what they wanted to do, and we tried to assign those as fairly as possible. And yeah, and then y'all had like a couple days to do all this, so I'm pretty impressed with what we got, considering y'all were on a kind of a crunch time frame.
I am throwing a wrench into the operation right now.
That was fast.
Boom.
Oh, no way.
The prompt is posted. That's right. I am revealing the prompt first before the final 3.
That's
just because I'm crazy like that. All right, guys. So here's what the prompt is going to be. This is just a little taste. This is what you're going to get to experience if you make it to the final 3. And I got to tell you, this is probably one of my all-time favorite final project prompts that we've ever come up with.
I'm very excited about this prompt.
So season 20 final project is called Disneyland is a Museum. This picture, I love it.
It's so good.
All right. Through the past few years, theme park history coverage has evolved from text-based websites like Yesterland to modern YouTube/podcast marvels such as Defunctland, Podcast The Ride, and Offhand Disney, just to name a few. It's pretty clear that the public's fascination with Disney parks and their place in entertainment history has reached a fever pitch. And for this project, the final 3 will be getting to fully capitalize on that thirst. For your final project, you must work together to design an 85-acre boutique Disney park that caters to all things in the realm of extinct attractions. And I threw in a couple twists that I don't even think you know about, Goofy.
I love that surprise.
Yeah, here's the twist. This park must be partly a museum featuring brick-by-brick recreations of classic experiences. The attraction roster should include a healthy mix of museum-style recreations combined with some modern reimaginings of iconic concepts. You can draw from anything that's no longer in the parks, as well as any never-built concepts. Attractions that exist anywhere stateside are off the table, so no Mr. Toad or Country Bears, even though they're fondly missed in one half of the country. The combination of museum and full-blown theme park is the tricky mind teaser puzzle at the end of the road. And one last twist, guys. You guys get to decide another attraction to send to Yesterland. That's right. One of the headlining experiences in this park must be an attraction that's currently operating. It's up to the final 3 to give the axe to one experience to be brought over to the Yesterland-style park as a museum piece. I love that because it's like a total choice.
Yes, I love that.
Components, shopping and dining shouldn't be the primary focus, but are definitely encouraged. I'm going to say it right now. Like, obviously, Goofy and I have no say over this. It's all in the judge's hand, the jury's hands at this point. If y'all don't have the chicken of the sea tuna boat, you're doing it wrong. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say in the shopping dining. I'd very much like to see properly built out lands here. In a way, you can definitely think of this as a mere Disneyland of extinct attractions, but feel free to go outside the lines of the Castle Park layout if you wished. Give the park a name other than Yester or Defunct Land, and then a note to the jurors. Please submit any questions you like to hear the final three address in your diary room at any point before the end of the brainstorming. We'll talk about the jury stuff after we reveal the final three. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, what do you think of Dem Apples?
I love it. I think this is going to be a very exciting project. I'm glad that they're going to have almost 2 weeks to work on it.
By saying Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It is going to be the the centerpiece.
Pie, we told you we're not allowed to bribe the judges.
That's the first attraction I ever did at DCA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I have a very vague memory of that attraction, but like not enough to know that it was like, I know it wasn't good, but you know.
All right, so let's get into it. We're gonna speed around this. I don't really want to take more than like a minute or two a piece on these projects. Not that you guys don't deserve feedback. And by all means, if I do have time, and I don't want to make a promise just because I have a pretty busy weekend lined up, but if I do want to make sure to at some point do an actual write-up of my feedback. The reason I haven't done a proper write-up is that I don't want to give away what my choice would be. So let's just take, you know what? Fuck it. Let's literally make this a speed round. Hold on.
Boy, I love the timer.
Yep, get the timer. Hold on one sec. Let me pull it up. Let me screen share it. We're going to take literally 1 minute a piece to talk about these projects. All right, guys? That's all you get is 1 minute.
Oh, boy. Getting stressed like the, doing the shows on here with the timers before, getting me nervous.
Oh, yeah. All right, 1 second. Okay. And like I said, guys, this limited time is mostly so we don't have time to like give away where we're leaning one way or another. So let's start with Tegan. I like Tegan's maze a lot. I do think that a couple of the elements felt a little bit more like show, but obviously the LGBT stuff is really, really strong, but at the same time, I really appreciate that it didn't just like hit you over the head with it. I thought it was subtle enough with the inclusivity that it wasn't like an overt political message, but still a very powerful message. Goofy, go, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that one of the strong points is that there's a really solid experiential element here with all the different stories that you're entering, but then there is also a great overarching message that's very important to have in the theme parks. Yeah, I thought this was very strong, a nice way to come out of the gate. It's definitely very fitting of Epcot and would definitely be a very popular attraction.
All right, look at that. We didn't even need the full minute.
Look at that. Look at us.
Okay, so next would be Pie with the Olaf project. Okay, so obviously, like with humor, that is very much Pie's strong suit, and he brings it this project for sure. My one issue with the project is that I do think it was very much, it kind of felt like it could have just been a stage show. But at the same time, I thought it was really well written and creative. I liked it quite a bit. Obviously, Pickle Olaf is iconic. Probably destined to be the next running gag. Goofy, what do you got?
First of all, I loved the use of the Royal Summer House. I thought that was a really cool, cool adaptation. I thought that it was a nice way to basically make another mini Festival of the Holidays within the Festival of the Holidays, with all these different traditions and stuff, including a lot of things that you don't ever really see whenever people talk about, holidays and holiday traditions. That's something I really appreciated. And like you said, the humor absolutely knocked it out of the park with that. This would be another very strong offering at the Festival of the Holidays.
All right. OSU. Okay, I really like this maze a lot. I don't necessarily want to give away where it would rank as far as my mazes go, but I will say that I think he took advantage of the maze format probably the best. Like it feels like it has the most flow to it, has a lot of holiday atmosphere to it that I really like. Basically, it feels like kind of like a walk through Osborne Lights, which is essentially what at least one of these mazes should have been. So props there, Goofy.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this one was definitely the most maze-like out of all of the offerings. One of the things that I was a little confused about is size and scale, just because it seems very massive compared to the others. But I thought that it did a really great job playing off of both the naturalistic stuff as well as the kind of more homey traditional feel of like the town center and Holiday Lane. So yeah, I was really impressed with this because this was not a direction that I would have even thought about going in. And it was a really cool idea.
All right. Look at us killing it.
This is just showing that, like, whenever we actually review most projects, we just talk about the same stuff.
It's true. It's really true. Yeah. All right. Monkey. So Monkey probably had the hardest prompt out of all of them, and I think he really pulled it off. I appreciate all the original artwork he did. I really like the idea of bringing all the World Showcase people together and kind of having that kind of community space there. That was a really freaking strong idea that I think kind of carried the rest of the concepts. Overall, just I thought it was a very well executed idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the location was a great, solid choice. I loved the inclusion of the Muppet version of the Ghost of Christmas Present. I
Right.
thought
That's another good one. Yeah.
that was an awesome inclusion. The artwork obviously was really great. Love seeing the hand drawn stuff. And yeah, overall, I think that this was definitely a very tall order, and I was impressed that Monkey was able to create something that was like very cohesive and would definitely have a lot of appeal in a festival.
All right. God, I'm getting fucking nervous now because we're down to the last person.
Dude, right? Like reading over this stuff again, I'm like,
oh God.
No. I don't like this, Tiki.
All right. Ace. The one thing I will say about Ace is that I thought that his project kind of bled into Pies just a little bit. But I do really like the idea of having like the different fireworks shows throughout the season. I do think maybe it was a little bit too food centric, but overall, a lot of detail, a lot of flourishes, very, very good nighttime spectacular and other stuff.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, I'll say that I think that with most things in Epcot, food centric is kind of the general direction. I liked it. Like you said, it did bleed over into Pies quite a bit, and that's kind of what I was getting at with the whole festival within the festival. I think that if this was like an actual like cohesive project that was being done, more would have been done to make sure that Pies stuff didn't overflow into Aces and vice versa. But I thought that it was a really great way to honor all the different holidays and have it be something where you can like keep coming back and experiencing new things.
For sure. Okay. God. And that's it.
I don't like this, Tiki. Bro.
Okay, let's see.
I feel fine if we talked about this, but like we have no idea what the other person's
No,
thinking.
we don't. I'm gonna read off some comments here. New Horizons Music says, "Close Haunted Mansion, you cowards."
Now that would be a very bold move.
It would be. And keep in mind, with the attraction that you close, it has to be closed on both coasts. So if you closed Haunted Mansion, you have to close both of the Haunted Mansions.
You're making literally everybody mad.
Let's see. Tiki was famously the last host of What's to Be. I wish. That would be a really fun job, dude. That would be a really fun job. Let's see. This is your opportunity to bring back the Wizard of Bras. Don't squander it. All right. OSU says Tegan is the representation the LGBTQ community deserves. Absolutely. Let's see. Was an extremely with a message, not a message, with an experience. Worked. Sorry, I'm kind of like struggling with that comment.
No, that makes sense. It's like it was made to be. This was something that I tried to hit at with Tegan's, is that there's an experience first, and then there's a message that goes along with it, rather than being something that was created for the message first, and then it was kind of an experience built up around it.
I also just realized Monkey is not here.
Bum bum bum. So he's not going to have a last chance to bribe us.
Yeah. Tegan, unless, I don't know, Rob, are you here? He hasn't said anything in the comments yet. New Horizons Music says Tegan's project says Living Seas has no theme, when in fact it has one of the best Epcot BGMs. Yeah, I will vouch for that. I love the Living Seas BGM. I said it doesn't have an iconic theme song. Big Blue World, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. That's the whole the Mandela effect, right? Everybody thinks that was in the movie.
Right. Obviously biased. Ace could have had totally focused New Year's Day rather than KFC Christmas. Let's see. Okay, you know what? We're just Pi says, to be fair, Ace had his theme first. I pitched my idea as a comedic counterpart to it. Okay, that is good to know.
That's very good to know.
Okay, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off on the jury vote. Tegan, congratulations, you are the first member of the final three. You did win the jury vote.
I will say, everybody had votes. Everybody was ranked in somebody's top three at least, and it ended up being very close. The vote was very close, so yeah, which doesn't help us at all.
No. Okay. Well, I know you don't want to do it, but so yeah. Just a reminder, this is heads. This is tails. Call in the air, and whoever wins the flip gets to decide who goes first.
Okay.
All right, call it.
Tails. Okay.
Oh, God. You go first.
Thank you. I was not winning. Oh, man. I was like having flashbacks to So You Want to Be an Imagineer 18, whenever I had to like eliminate people, whenever I was a contestant. I was getting bad flashbacks, man. Okay. Whew. So, dang, this is tough. You know, I was like, I knew who my picks were coming in, but like reading over it again, I'm like, oh man, like who do I really, really, really want to make sure gets in? So I will say for everybody, you all had a absolutely fantastic project, not project here, but also, you know, overall run. Everybody had unique stories, which I appreciated a lot. That doesn't make it any easier for me. So like I said, having to consider, you know, if I have to pick one person that can make the finals, you know, who do I not want to miss out? Look, somebody stole my heart a few projects ago, and they've done a great job before then and since then. They delivered a fantastic, funny project this time around. I've got to give it to my favorite gaslighter, Mr. Pie on my cake. Congratulations on making the final three.
Okay. Should I tell? I'm between two people right now. Should I reveal who the fifth place finisher then would be by default?
Yeah, I guess so. We're going to have a fifth place and fourth place anyways.
We are. And right now I'm leaning between two people. I think I know where I'm going to go. But unfortunately, Ace, I'm going to go ahead and cut you at 5th place. Really the only reason is that I do think that Pi did have some solid explanation, but I do think that your fireworks and Pi's project kind of were accomplishing the same thing, more or less. And I don't know. There was a little bit too much of an emphasis on the food. I really like all 3 of the projects, but I think that the other 2 are just a little bit more, just a little bit more strong, but I feel bad. Okay.
Paragon said, always the bridesmaid. Yeah, I know. There was like a tiny part of me that was like, should I just put Ace through to like really throw him off? Because he thinks that. But I was like, no, that wouldn't be right. He needs to know.
So you realize what this means, right?
I do know what this means.
I have to pick between my oldest internet friend and probably my best internet friend.
Like, this is fun.
That's literally the position that I'm in right now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and he was my number 1 pick. And he did not get picked from either the jury or you. I think it was the strongest maze. OSU, you're in the final 3.
Woo! Congratulations.
Which very unfortunately means that Monkey is out in 4th place. Which, God, that's unfortunate, man, because I really think that Monkey, obviously throughout the season, I have, I've tried to keep my bias with him and me being personal friends at bay, but I truly think he has grown a lot. Like, he didn't even make the merge the last time he played, to being the last person cut. I mean, that's a significant improvement.
Yeah.
I honestly think if he maybe would have had a little bit more detail in his project, I would have tipped the scales the other way. But OSU, just as it stands now, you were absolutely my favorite maze out of the 3. It wasn't even that close. I really thought that the maze stuff was just like I think you absolutely captured the maze quality, like the actual feeling of it, way more than the other 2 mazes. So yeah, and it's a shame that Monkey is not even here right now. Because I would really like to, first of all, it sucks that he's going to have to see that he's eliminated like after the fact. That sucks. Right. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I know he's had anxiety about eliminations before. Like Monkey, he scraped by. He was the most nominated person out of anyone in the final 5 by a wide margin. But he really, I think every time that he found himself as a nomination, there was enough, like between the brainstorming and the actual output that he gave, I think there was a lot of qualities that he had. Yeah. God, I feel bad just because Monkey is like a very big legacy player, and I know he wanted the win. So, that sucks. That sucks.
I mean, I will say that this was my final 3 that I was hoping made it through. So I'm very happy about that. Like I said, everybody played a fantastic game, and it's kind of funny, right? We had those 3 rounds with no eliminations because we had dropouts, and then like all the eliminations before and after it still ended up being like really, really hard.
Yeah,
so like I'm cool with
true. That's true.
I'm cool with how it worked out.
Oh man. All right. Jesus. And this is like by far the shortest show that we've had as well.
Right? Yeah, there's like nothing else. We don't have anything else. This was it. This was like a really drama-packed 20 minutes.
It really was, man. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk how we're actually going to do the final 3 and everything. Like a little bit of housekeeping there. So obviously, as soon as this is over, I will go ahead and start the brainstorming thread. We'll add all the jury to it, including Ace and Monkey, so they can observe the brainstorming. I very much, let's see, we have Tegan, Ace, Pie. Okay, right now I would actually like to confirm if all three of the final three are still on. Would you be willing to do video for the final tribal council? Let me know if that is a thing that could possibly be arranged, because I think ideally I would like to have the final tribal council be like basically as much of the jury actually coming on live. Well, no. Okay, I don't know. We haven't really thought this through, Goofy, because
I'm not sure where you're even going. So yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking as far as like, okay, Pi says for sure. OSU says he would. Tegan says absolutely. Cool. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that in between right now and when the project actually gets posted, the jury needs to send me any and all questions that they have for the final three. Anything about their gameplay, anything about their strategy, anything about their social game, their creative game, their arc through the season, what have you. After the project gets turned in, the day of, we will have hopefully this works for everybody's schedule. If not, it's fine. We can push it back a couple days at that point because literally no other projects are going to be due or anything.
Right.
But basically, we will have a final tribal council type game where, or type of show where the final three will all come on and plead their case. Final three, you can prepare, like, we will give you a chance to have both an opening statement and a closing statement, as well as addressing any questions that the jury has for you. And then after that, I think what I will do is I will open the voting up as soon as that happens. And the next day, we'll give the jurors about 24 hours to vote. The next day, we'll reconvene for one final show and crown the winner.
Yeah.
And the winner gets, how did it go?
How did what go?
The shirt, the Goofy yuck.
Yeah. The mess with the Goofy, get the yuck yuck.
Mess with the Goofy, get the yuck yuck. Indeed. All right, so guys, we will figure out times and everything. Like I said, if we do need to like push it back a couple days, that's fine. That'll give the jury more of a chance to read the project through and everything. So
yeah.
All right. I also low-key think that we should start a Fast and the Furious podcast after the season is over. Good night, folks.